this video we're going to talk about caulking. Caulk comes in a tube and you'll use a gun to put it on. Let me show you how to cut the tip. Okay, first thing you need to do is you got to cut the angle on the tip. So you're going to cut it at about a 45. Or you can cut it even just a little bit more. You don't want to be too much more than that. Okay, this is your trigger release. Lets the plunger back. Put it inside, push forward, and you're ready to trigger. Okay, the purpose for caulking is you want to get rid of all of these open seams that you see between pieces of wood. So you can see here is a good caulk job. This is caulked. This right in here is caulked. And you can't even tell there's a seam there. So it looks like it's all carved out of one piece. That's what you're trying to achieve. When you cut your tube tip, that angle that you cut on there plays a role in how that caulk's going to lay on. Let me show you. You're going to want to pull the trigger. It's going to push the plunger in and squeeze the caulk out. And you want to pull the trigger and squeeze it out while you're laying the caulk. That angle, you want that angle to lay right in there. You don't want it off to the side or up like that. If you have it up like that, that's what it'll do. You don't want that. If you have it on the side, it'll go like that. You don't want that. So you want that angle to be right in that corner. And when you squeeze, that's what you want. Just like that. Next, take a wet rag and you're going to wrap it around your finger and just pull through. What you're wanting to do is push that caulk into that seam, right into that seam, and then you want to create a bridge between this piece of wood and this piece of wood. Just like down in here, there's caulk in there, but it just forms or molds right from this piece to this piece in that seam, and that's what you've created. The wet rag helps keep that soft line. Let me show you what not to do. A mistake that often is made is when you're pressing either with your rag to wet it. See that excess on the side there? You don't want to leave that. When you run your finger over it again, you don't want to leave that edge. That's all got to be gone. It needs to be nice and clean like that. So you pull your finger through it again, get your excess off, then use your wet rag and just smooth it out. You may have to go over it with your bare finger softly, and that creates a smooth blend like you see on the molding that I showed earlier. Okay, so there's your overview on caulking. But when you're done, you want to preserve the caulk that's in this tube. It'll dry out in this tip, and then you can't use it, and you'll have all that caulk in there. So what we do is we take tape, you wrap it around the tip, wrap it around, you squeeze down here, and then it's opening. Then what you do is you squeeze the caulk into that opening, and then you just pinch it shut, squeeze it all the way through, and that'll put a plug right there. That'll dry out, but the tube and the tip will not.